Assalamu alaikum. Today I want to discuss powerful topic with ChatGPT, the secret of building lasting habits save our life. So I want to understand how to build strong, consistent routine that actually lasts. Let's begin conversation. So my my
Va-
first question is, what exactly are lasting habits and why are they so important in our daily life?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। मुस्तकिल आदात दरअसल वो आदात होती हैं जो तवील मुद्दत तक हमारी ज़िंदगी का हिस्सा बन जाती हैं और ये हमें ज़्यादा मुनज़्ज़म, पुरकशिश और कामयाब बनाती हैं। इनकी अहमियत इसलिए है कि ये हमें तवील अरसे तक बेहतर नताइज हासिल करने में मदद देती हैं और हमारी ज़ाती और पेशा वराना तरक्की में मुआविन साबित होती हैं।
Um, can you speak English?
Of course, I'll switch to English. If you have any more questions or need further details, just let me know.
My next question is, how do habits influence long-term success, priority, and person?
That's a great question. Habits play a crucial role in long term success and personal growth because they create consistency and build a solid foundation for progress. Over time, these small, consistent actions lead to significant improvements, helping individuals achieve their goals and grow continuously.
Why do most people struggle to maintain good habits constantly?
That's an insightful question. A lot of people struggle with maintaining good habits because of factors like lack of consistency, insufficient motivation, unrealistic goals, or even a lack of proper planning and accountability. Overcoming these challenges often involves creating small, manageable steps, staying patient, and having the right support system in place.
So my next question: what role does physiology play in forming habits?
That's a great question. Planning plays a vital role in forming good habits because it helps set clear, achievable goals, provides a structured approach, and keeps you accountable. By having a plan, you can break down larger goals into smaller, manageable steps, track your progress, and adjust as needed, which ultimately makes it easier to maintain those habits in the long run.
So, how does our brain create and store habits?
That's a fascinating topic. Our brain forms and stores habits through a process called neuroplasticity. When we repeat a behavior consistently, the brain strengthens the neural pathways associated with that behavior. Over time, these pathways become more efficient, making the habit more automatic and less mentally taxing. It's a fascinating interplay between behavior and brain function.
My next question is, why is it so difficult to break old habits even when we know they are bad?
That's a really common challenge. Breaking old habits is difficult because those habits are deeply ingrained in our brain's neural pathways. They often provide some form of reward or comfort, which reinforces them. Plus, changing habits requires consistent effort, patience, and often a supportive environment. It's definitely a process that takes time and dedication.
Why do experts suggest starting small rather than making big changes?
That's a great point. Experts often recommend starting small because it makes the process more manageable and less overwhelming. Small changes are easier to maintain and they help build momentum and confidence. Over time, these small steps compound, leading to bigger, more sustainable changes and making it easier to stick to new habits in the long run.
Is there a strategy to turn tiny daily action into strong habits?
Absolutely. One effective strategy is to focus on consistency and set a specific trigger or cue for your habit. For example, linking the new habit to an existing routine can help reinforce it. Also, tracking your progress, celebrating small wins, and gradually building on your successes can help maintain motivation and keep the habit strong over time.
How can I identify the, the smallest possible version of habit?
That's a great question. To identify the smallest possible version of a habit, you can break it down into the most basic action that still counts as progress. For example, if you want to build the habit of exercising, the smallest version might be just doing one push up or a 5 minute stretch. The key is to make it so easy that you can't say no and then gradually build up from there.
Which matter more, motivation or discipline? How can we? How can someone stay motivated after the initial extreme fades?
That's a really important point. While motivation can kickstart a habit, discipline keeps it going. To stay motivated after the initial excitement fades, it helps to focus on the long term benefits and keep your goals meaningful. Building habits into your daily routine, setting reminders, and celebrating small milestones can also help. Ultimately, it's about creating a supportive environment and developing a mindset that values consistency over perfection.
Are the practical ways to build discipline slowly?
That's a great question. Practical ways to build discipline include setting clear and realistic goals, creating a structured routine, and breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Another helpful method is to use accountability, whether it's through a friend, a mentor, or tracking your progress. Also, practicing self compassion and being patient with yourself is key. Over time, these strategies help strengthen discipline and make it a natural part of your routine.
So my next question is how useful is habit tracking?
That's an excellent question. Habit tracking is incredibly useful because it helps you stay accountable and provides a visual representation of your progress. By regularly recording your habits, you can identify patterns, celebrate small wins, and adjust your approach when needed. It also boosts motivation by giving you a sense of accomplishment and clarity. Overall, habit tracking makes it easier to maintain consistency and stay focused on your long term goals.
What happens when someone misses does it break the habit completely?
That's a really common concern. Missing a habit occasionally doesn't mean it's broken. The key is to not let one slip up turn into a pattern. What matters most is getting back on track as soon as possible and being kind to yourself. Over time, consistency and resilience are what truly reinforce a habit. So even if you miss a day, it's important to stay committed and keep moving forward.
How can someone build consistency without burning out?
That's a great question. Building consistency without burning out involves a few key practices. First, it helps to set realistic and manageable goals so you don't overwhelm yourself. Second, it's important to incorporate rest and recovery into your routine, giving yourself breaks and time to recharge. Also, mixing things up and keeping your habits interesting can help maintain motivation. Finally, being flexible and forgiving with yourself is crucial so you can stay consistent in a sustainable way.
So my next question is how does our environment shape our habits?
That's a really insightful question. Our environment plays a huge role in shaping our habits because it can either encourage or hinder certain behaviors. For example, having a tidy and organized space can make it easier to develop good habits, while a cluttered environment might lead to distractions. Similarly, cues and triggers in our environment, like having healthy snacks readily available, can support positive habits. In short, by consciously designing our environment, we can make it much easier to build and maintain good habits.
Nice. So, what are the what are
Absolutely.
the habit triggers and how they to work? Okay.
Habit triggers are essentially cues or prompts that initiate a habit. They can be anything from a specific time of day, a particular location, an emotional state, or even another habit that you already do. Essentially, these triggers act as the starting point that prompts your brain to go into autopilot and perform the habit. By understanding and leveraging these triggers, we can make it easier to build new habits or break old ones.
Mm, how can someone be design their environment to support new habits?
That's a fantastic question. To design an environment that supports your habits, you can start by removing any distractions or obstacles that might hinder your progress. For example, keep healthy snacks within easy reach if you're trying to eat better, or put your workout clothes where you can see them if you want to exercise regularly. You can also surround yourself with positive cues like inspirational quotes or reminders of your goals. Ultimately, the idea is to make the desired behavior as easy and appealing as possible so that your environment naturally guides you toward your goals.
Okay, thank you, ChatGPT, for this amazing session. I learned a lot of about how small action create big changes. These insights will help me build strong habits and stay consistent. Looking forward to our next conversation.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad you found the insights helpful. It's always a pleasure to help you on your journey toward building strong habits and consistency. I'm looking forward to our next conversation as well, and feel free to reach out anytime you need more support or have more questions.
सो आज का हमारा एआई सेशन यहाँ तक नहीं होता है और मिलते हैं अगले सेशन में तब तक खुदा हाफिज़ लाइक और कमेंट शेयर करना ना भूलिएगा